So we're back with part 2 of our Revell 125th Pontiac 77 Trans Am. Picking up where we left off last time, all the parts are mounted up and we're here with primer today. So we're basically going to use a mix of Mr. Hobby Mr. Surface of 1500 thinner with Mr. Leveling thinner to prime all the black parts as we've done here on the chassis, and then some Tamiya grey for the engine, and that's it really. So it's a case of just a couple of coats all over. On things like the chassis, make sure you're getting around all the engine bay on top and bottom, and just make sure you put a lot of coat on to get everything covered. Same with things like the mirrors and the window wipers and all the other bits. Just give them a nice even coat. Mr. Surface is a very forgiving primer. We've done the interior there as well. And then just a case of going around all the parts. Like I said, we're going to cut out most of this because you don't want to sit and watch me priming all day because it's extremely boring. But the interior is not bad on this. It actually looks quite nice built up at the end. Like I say, everything's primed in black bar the engine bay, the engine itself, which we're doing in Tamiya light grey surface primer. This has been decanted and thinned about 10% with Tamiya lacquer thinner with retarder. And there we go. There's all the parts primed up and ready for paint on a very handy piece of sponge material my buddy Stephen gave me. Thank you, mate. Very handy tool, this, for painting. Now, new colour to Pro Scale, we've got Pontiac Engine Blue, which I believe is a slightly different colour than normal GM Engine Blue, from what I read online. I don't know. But anyway, I found the code, mixed it up, and that's the colour we're going to paint today. So I've got my Water HPC Plus today. That's the airbrush I use for detail painting parts like this. And with several light coats building this up, we're going to get this painted in this lovely blue colour. I do like it when the engines are painted up. It just adds a bit of colour to the engine bay. Excuse me. So a few coats of that on there. That's painted up. And then we've got some Napa Black. Actually, no, it's not. This is a experimental colour I was doing. I was doing a vinyl black colour. I forgot about this. Yes. This is a vinyl black I was testing, and it actually looks to work really well. We're going to use various metallics on the engine parts and whatnot. This is Pro Scale stainless steel on the exhaust. I absolutely love our metallics. They are super finely pigmented. They look absolutely amazing. Then on all the parts, I want to paint silver. I've got some Mr. Hobby GX2 gloss black. So the wheels are going gold. Those light reflectors will be silver. Engine covers. Looking at the real car, they're not chrome. They're like an off-chrome finish. So I opted to use our bright aluminium, which is a phenomenal colour, very vibrant, and I think it's perfect to the original colour match of the car. I've painted the wheels off camera in yellow gold, beautiful new colour from us, and I've done the front grille in that as well, which you look and you'll see it on the car at the very front. So these are basically look like diamond cut wheels, so the gold on the inside and silver on the edge. So the easiest way to do this for me is with an Edding paint marker pens, and as I always say, these are not a marker pen. These are actually a paint marker pen. There is paint in these things. They're not cheap. They're £7 to £8 each. They are fantastic for adding detail like this. Pump it a few times to pull it through. And then just touch it to the surface and it paints on absolutely beautiful, just like that. So this is going to look good. The only downside to these is they must be enamel because they take forever to dry. So you'll find when doing the wheels, it can be beneficial sometimes to put the tyres on first, because when you manhandle them, you can dull the finish. But the beauty of these is you can just go over them again with the pen and it'll bring the finish right back. So this was an experiment just on this one wheel, and it worked really well. It gives that nice shiny texture, finish to the exterior, but when you angle the wheel, you can see the gold through, just like on the real car. Now the wheels are a bit thick. I would prefer some aftermarket wheels for this, but we're working with what we've got. So they'll have to do. Same with the front grille. It's got an outer chrome trim around the edge, and this marker is absolutely perfect to it. As long as you keep it over the top, it won't go over the edge. So absolutely perfect for doing this. They do come with different nibs. This is the fine one. I've also got a thicker one as well. But I think the finer one gives a bit more control for my liking. So just take your time here. Like I say, don't touch it. Even after a few days, it can still be tacky. They must be enamel or some sort of enamel ink-based colour. But as you can see, they look fantastic. That contrasting silver on the gold. Looks absolutely amazing. I'm very, very happy with that result there. It looks great. Now the wheels, like I say, not the best wheels. This is one part, somebody was asking me before about the build, and I said the one part I would replace is the wheels. So I'm trying not to touch the outer rim, but I've got to push them in. They're okay. They're passable, just about. But I would like to see some thinner actual pattern to the side of the wheels. Now, I split up all this footage. It is basically assembly of the engine and whatnot. It was either speed it up or cut it out, so I opted to speed it up. I speak to a lot of my patrons all the time about this, and the feedback I get off them is, don't throw it away, just speed it up. I think this is sped up like 2,000 times, and we're just flying through building the engine up. If there's any important parts, I'll stop and go over it. We just drilled some holes there for our HT leads, and then we've got a ProScale Paints V8 distributor here as well. These things are absolutely beautiful. We sell them on our site, all different colours, and they are an absolute work of art. They are beautiful. They're not cheap, but they are phenomenal quality, and they make a dull engine bay look phenomenal. So really, really happy to have these in stock. You get little rubber boots for your spark plug ends as well. And it's a case of drilling a hole out where the original plastic one goes. Look at the detail on these. Absolutely stunning. Beautiful. You can find those on our website. They have their own section on there. Just look for distributor. Like I say, we drill out the hole on the top. Pop the distributor in, put a little bit of glue in there if you want as well, and then we need to wire it up. Now, some of you purists out there are going to be livid because we're not going to do firing order, because number one, this isn't going to start because there's no petrol in it, or valves, pistons, conrods, crank, no, oil, there's nothing in it. It's not going to start, it doesn't really matter. But what I've done is put them in a random order just to give the impression that I know what I'm doing. So we've already pre-drilled the holes. I'm just widening them a touch, and each one gets a little boot slid over the end and that comes with the distributor. And then when you get wire in place where you want it, you can slide the boot over, and it gives the impression as if it's the plug going with the spark plug lead. You'll see it in a second. I'll slow this down and we have a little look. So there it is going on. This is where the precision tweezers come in, absolutely essential. Slide it over. It's a bit tricky to do. You're going to drop it several times. There we go. It's a case of line up the wire where it's going to go, using some wire snips. Cut it, and then a little tiny dab of CA glue. Push it in place, get it lined up, and then grab the little boot, drag it around, put it in where you want it, and there we go, job done. Repeat that 7 more times. You also get the coil lead as well. And yeah, not a bad looking engine this at all. Like I say, for a Revell kit, an old one, it's actually a decent kit this. I enjoy building this. There's no real issues with it at all, other than the wheels. I didn't like the wheels very much. They need some nicer wheels with it. Don't know why I was showing an airbrush. I think I was showing somebody, but never mind. Yeah, other than the wheels, that's the only criticism I've got of the kit. The distributor definitely adds a bit of detail to it. Just sadly, most of it's hidden under the big air cleaner in a bit. But it's there. We added it. And I think it's a worthy addition to any V8 engine. Really does look good. So we've got some decals for the interior as well. So we've got the instrument cluster here, which goes on a piece of plastic behind. I've no idea why, but it does. I guess it's so you could put it on and clear coat it if you wanted. I suppose you could. So decal on, bit of heat, some decal solutions, and then glue it in place. Like so. A little bit gimmicky if you ask me, but hey, whatever. Who am I to know? And then we got our steering wheel in place. I've painted all the center yokes of the wheel in Tamiya enamel silver. And we've got a little decal on the steering wheel as well. I'm using our Redding pen again to add a little bit of detail to the interior too. My wonderful flocker has flocked my interior in ProScale black. Was it black or anthracite? I forget now. It was a black or anthracite flocking. And we're gluing all our seats in as well, and our door cards. And like I say, for a fairly simple interior, it actually looks really good. I do show it in a minute. I'm just speeding through, putting it all together like Superman.
It actually looked really, really good. So with our dashboard in place, we can get our decals on our wheels as well. Just taking our time here, touching up any areas that we've dulled on the wheel. Like I say, if you need to, you can go over this multiple times. It makes no difference at all. And then we've got a little silver trim on the cluster of the car as well, on the instrument binnacle. And there we go. That is anthracite. Look at that. That's not a bad interior at all. I think it looks quite smart. I think our vinyl C colour looks absolutely spot on. So that's something that will definitely be released to Pro Scale. I think it looks really, really good. So really happy with that. Turned out really nice. Not a bad interior at all. Now, we've got our engine in. We've got some Bob Smith's purple CA glue. Line it up with the mounting points. Voila. There we go. There's the engine in. Like I say, nice engine, looks good, really does. Now, again, purists, I've not painted the transmission silver. Yes, I know. It's a custom car, and the custom owner, me, decided to paint the transmission as well. So yes, we have a blue transmission. 9 times out of 10, I'll paint them silver. On this one, I opted to leave as is. Now, we can pop our interior in place. Just making sure everything's lined up properly, looking at it. Yep, it's fine. Checking my phone. Yeah, just having a great time here modelling away. And there we go. Some CA glue in the mounting points. We can get this glued in place. And then start building up all our transmission and that. So we've got the rear differential, leaf spring suspension, subframe, yada 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 going in place. Our exhaust is already glued in place with our tailpipes as well. So carefully line everything up, make sure everything sits exactly where it should. So we got our ride height correct and we're not sat there twisted. Then we can get our front subframe in as well. Just keep referring to instructions, make sure you get everything orientated the correct way. There we go, that's that in place as well. Tricky little part to get in. And the wheels. So obviously the wheels kind of click in place. There's an axle on the back one, so you need to give a little bit of pressure. I found it easiest to put it on the bench and press down. Yeah, they do turn, so I can run it around the carpet later. And I thought I'll have a quick test fit the glass. And this is held in by 2 lugs front and back. Very, very well. You could almost get away with no glue. So absolutely spot on, no problem there. So I'm going to pop that back out and paint our interior black. So some Vallejo model colour black, just to black out all the interior. Now I have opted to leave the Targa clear roof parts off. I had a look at the Trans Am with them off. Yes, I could have put it on, taken it off, yada yada yada. But I was only going to display this with them off. So they're there if ever want to put them on. Just need smoking and putting on. But for me, this is how I'm going to display it. So I didn't bother putting them on at all. So one nice coat of the Vallejo model colour black. This paint cover is absolutely beautiful. Any excess you can wipe off the exterior with a cotton bud because it wipes off 2K with no problem at all. And while we're here as well, we're going to paint under the bonnet as well. Some nice careful painting. With nice flat brush is ideal for this. Like I say, the model colour, it covers so well. It is one of the best brush paints, in my opinion. And then we've got our front light unit in. We've put the glass in there as well. Very simple fit, literally fits in behind a little bit of Bob Smith's gold to hold it in place. There we go. And then some glue from the back. And the beauty of these, because these parts protrude through, you can glue from the back, so you've got no risk of any glue on the front. So a little bit of CA glue on there, and in and around where the glass mounts as well. We're going nowhere near any of the clear parts. I do like this mounting system. It is very, very good. And on this, we've even got screws for the chassis as well. Very posh. A little bit of kicker on a microbush. Tiny little bit. Not a lot needed at all. We'll instantly set that CA glue. And then we can do the front section as well. And again, set the CA glue in place with Kicker. And there we go, trouble-free glass, how every car kit should be. And then we're going to paint the inside of the glass black as well. So just take your time. Like I say, any excess, it'll wipe off a cotton bud. Water-based paints are very forgiving to wipe off. And then for the rear light, now, I was discussing this with a few people, and a few people said that some of these cars came with a smoked out rear light. That'll do me. Saves me the hassle of trying to paint the red in between the smoked black. So, yep, we're going to smoke the entire back. A quick test fit of the chassis to the body, and it slots in one end. The front goes in first, and then the back. I'll figure out in a second. Like, how does this fit? Oh yeah, it pushes back and then slots forward. Wait for it. Wait for it. We're going to get there. How do I do this? How on earth do I do this? There we go. Like I say, screws. First time I've screwed a Revell kit together. I'll give it that. I'll be honest, I actually quite like this mounting system. There's no stressing of the body. There's no trying to persuade it in. It fits absolutely perfect. So I'm more than happy with the screws for this, definitely. So there's a chassis mated to the body. That's looking really, really good. We can get our air intake system on the engine bay as well. So some CA glue to hold that in. And then we get the painted and 2K'd intake on the top of this. Now, my big worry with this is, with other Revell kits before, I've had these intakes not fit properly, and they never protrude through the bonnet correctly. So I left this to the end. I thought, I'm not going to glue it in place until a test fit. And it did, and it fitted absolutely perfect. Because the next step would have been just to glue the intake to the underneath of the bonnet. But no need on this. Like I say, this kit is very, very good. CA glued everything in. Once it's pushed home, be careful with your fingers now, getting CA glue on them. And with the bonnet in place, fits absolutely perfect. No issue whatsoever. On the back of the lights, we painted smoke earlier. We're going to paint some Vallejo silver. No airs and graces here. Just paint it on. Using a micro brush to save having to clean a brush. Just pop it on, let it dry for half an hour or so. Job done. It helps with the reflectivity of the black a little bit. You could probably get away with not doing it, but I always do it as a matter of course. And then whilst dropping it, a little bit of CA glue in the middle, we can push this in. And basically this thing kind of just held itself in place. And I do like the blacked out look. I know probably a few purists out there aren't going to like it, but hey, it's my model. With one of our precision CA applicators, we still have a Pro Scale and some Bob Smith's Gold. We can get our wing mirrors in place. So a tiny bit of glue, we can pop these in, hold for a second or two, job done. Spin it around and repeat for the other side. There we go. And then we've got the bandit number plate for back. Now what I did here was literally cut out the decal off its sheet. Didn't put it in water, left it on the cardboard, a little dab of CA glue, and glued it in place. And I think it looks better than having a normal decal on there. It worked really well. Now the CB antenna became popular on a lot of cars in the late 70s and early 80s. Obviously the Bandit's car has it as well, and while we're kind of doing the Bandit's car, I thought I'd add it. So I've drilled a hole in the roof ready, and I'm going to polish up the body. Now, if you're gluing anything on the exterior of a car, before you start polishing things and waxing things, let that CA glue dry. So this is the morning after now. This has been drying for 12 hours or so, and that way when you go around with this nice cloth and your nice wax, or this is actually Pro Scale's ceramic coating that I'm testing at the minute, you don't drag out any CA glue and ruin all your hard work. So always leave it hours to let that CA glue go off. When you're using the likes of Bob Smith's Gold, it does take quite a while to fully cure, and you can literally undo all your hard work in a second. And this paintwork is beautiful on this car. When you consider I didn't flat and or polish any of this, this is out the airbrush, totally out the airbrush. The finish is absolutely phenomenal. We've got that one speck of dust on the boot lid that I thought, you know what, I'm not even that bothered, we'll leave it be. So the antenna, we've got one of these WRC antennas, which are perfect for CB antennas. It's got a little base turned aluminium part. It's just glued in place with a little bit of Bob Smith's. This is why I polished it first, so we didn't have to wipe over it again. I've got a glove on now as well, so when I handle the car, I don't leave fingerprints. And a little bit of stray metal wire I found in the box. We've got the perfect antenna for the roof, some Bob Smiths in there to hold it in, and there we go. There she is, all done. And just look at this. It's absolutely beautiful. We're an awesome looking car to start with, and the finish on this thing is absolutely beautiful. Really happy with this one. It was a very enjoyable build from start to finish, and it really was great fun to go through and build. So yeah, there we go, another one off the bench. Let me know what you think of these more condensed videos. Get rid of a lot of that monotonous stuff we do every time. Like I say, if you want to go back and watch that, if you're a patron, you go watch the technique videos. If you're watching this later down the line, they should be on or appearing soon on ISM. Quick look at the engine bay as well. Like I say, quite a nice engine bay on this as well. Obviously, you could have more detail if you want. I just went for a basic out of the box. But yeah, not a bad car at all. Nice interior. It's just the paint work on this makes it. I think it looks absolutely stunning. And we've got some nice beauty shots as well. So this was primed in Pro Scale Grey Primer, painted in Pro Scale Trans Am Bandit Black. The kit decals went down. They were tricky, but they weren't troublesome. They went down pretty easily. We then gave it a Pro Scale 2K clear coat. The wheels are Pro Scale Yellow Gold with some Edding Pen Silver trim. We did the interior with Pro Scale Vinyl Black, which will be on the site very soon, and Pro Scale Bright Aluminium and Anthracite Flocking for the carpets. Engine, we used Pro Scale Pontiac Engine Blue, various Pro Scale metallics for the interior, on the interior, engine bay and the exhaust. We gave it a polish up with the Pro Scale ceramic coating as well. And yeah, great build, great fun. WC antenna on the roof to finish it off. And yeah, this is a kit I've wanted to build for quite some time. I'm a huge fan of the film Smoking the Bandit. I know this isn't technically the correct car, but in my eyes it is. I'm from the UK. We don't see these very often. So to me, this is Smoking the Bandit's car. I've wanted to build this for many years and finally got around to it. Daunted by those decals, which didn't prove to be too difficult in the long run. I think this build turned out really well. Like I say, consider it and polish this or flat it back shows you just how good my 2K is. If you want to try a clear coat, try my 2K. You will not be disappointed. Follow my directions and you'll get a finish just like this. Absolutely beautiful. And definitely one of the better looking movie cars out there. So there we go. That's it. Off the bench. Another one done. I do have a nice video of it outside. But unfortunately, it started to spit with rain just as I took it out. But you can still get an idea of the depth of the colour and the clear coat. Just look at that. Absolutely stunning. A few rain spots on the body. But it turned out absolutely beautiful. So really happy to get that one done. So there we go. If you built this kit, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think of my build? Do you like it? What do you like to see on the channel? Do you like JDM? Do you like exotic cars? Do you like American cars? Do you like supercars? Do you like alpha models? What do you like to see? Anyway, let's go back to me. Okay then, there we go. Another one off the bench and very happy with this one. This one is a true advert for just how good R2K is a Pro Scale. Absolutely brilliant. Out the bottle, out the airbrush, no polishing. No sanding, nothing, just out of the bottle. Perfect. Little spot of dust in there, which is a real shame. It's just one of those things. But the kit turned out well. Actually, a really enjoyable kit to build. As I said in the video, the only thing that let down is the wheels. It could do with a nice set of 3D printed wheels with thinner slats in the wheels, basically, to make them look a bit more realistic. But overall, a great build and heightened by the V8 distributor edition, which always makes a difference to these kits. Interior, although basic, turned out absolutely fantastic. Really well. And I see that experimental vinyl colour and yellow gold colour of mine worked out well. So they'll be on the site soon. The yellow gold's on there now. The vinyl colour I'll get up in the next few days. So yes, another one off the bench. And very happy how this one turned out as well. So next on the bench you're going to see is the Hobby Design 24 scale R35 Rocket Bunny. That one's done as well. They're both here. Look, there's the Trans Am's there. There's the Rocket Bunny. There's the Urus. All three builds have been finished off in quick succession recently. Next up on the bench is the AC Cobra, the Shelby Cobra for our Tracy Memorial build. That starts on the 1st of December. If you're on ISM, you're going to see this probably around February. But if you're on Patreon, we're going to start that on Sunday. So looking forward to starting that build. And there we are. So yes. As I said, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, click that bell notification to get notified of all the latest videos. Please leave a comment. Love reading all your comments. Might not reply, but I do love reading all your comments. It spurs me on with the build. And if you want to join Patreon, become a Patreon around supporter. You get early access to the videos by 3 months, 4 months sometimes. There's loads of other perks. You get 10% off a pro scale paint. You get a bench update every Sunday. You get your name accredited on the end of the videos as well. There's a Facebook private messenger chat group, Facebook private group, loads of perks. So come on over and join my wonderful community. And without your support, I couldn't keep doing this. So I owe a lot to my patrons. So yes, a huge thanks as always. There's links down below to everything I've used in this video. There's links to ProScale, where I sell most of the stuff I use in my videos. Go on over there and have a look. There's links to ISM. There's links to the Off-Air Hangout group. My stash is on there. There's an email address to get in touch with me. There's all sorts down there. Go through the bottom and have a look. And if you've got any questions or comments, like I say, post them down below. So there we go. Thanks for watching today. Enjoy the rest of everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.